news just coming in. The Tata Motors board has held a meeting and has approved the demerger of Tata Motors into two separate listed companies, housing the commercial vehicle business and its related investments in one entity, and the passenger vehicle business, including the EVs, JLR, and its related investments in another entity. The demerger will be implemented through an NCLT scheme of arrangements. The shareholders of Tata Motors Limited shall continue to have identical shareholding in both listed entities. This is a big surprise that's come in, and it is one that was not being expected, at least at this point in time. But this is the decision to unlock value across both both entities, the commercial vehicle side as well as the passenger vehicle side. Tata Motors now deciding to demerge into two separate listed entities. We'll get you more reactions on that. We'll take a break, return. Well, Sonia is with us. Sonia, has taken the street by surprise. It does make sense, though. Sonia?
Yeah. Yes. Shireen, can you?
Yes, go ahead.
Shireen, is my voice? Okay. So this absolutely makes sense, and I'll tell you why. This is something that the company has put out several times, the possibility of it several times in the past as well, because of the fact that there are no synergies between the passenger vehicle business and the commercial vehicle business at the moment. And what is happening is the passenger vehicle business is now consists of the electric vehicle business as well, which is growing at a very fast pace. And on the flip side, the commercial vehicle business is undergoing a bit of a slowdown across the industry. So the logical progression is to split up these two businesses, and that is pretty much what they have said in the press release as well. Now, this is something that the analyst community was expecting, but there was no assurance of a timeline on when this would come through. But now that this has come through, I think it is a logical progression, and it is a positive. The street will definitely take this with both hands.
Absolutely, because it does unlock value, and especially, Sonia, on the PV side, with the move towards electric mobility, etc., perhaps the possibility of also getting more investors on board there.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I'm reading out from the press release, right? They've talked about how the commercial vehicle, passenger vehicle and Jaguar Land Rover businesses of Tata Motors have delivered very strong performances by implementing distinct strategies. And ever since Chandra has come on board, where he's, of course, managing the entire group, but he has also spoken about how the auto business is different verticals are moving in different directions. So logical progression for this would be to, demerge Tata Motors into two separate listed companies. One will house the commercial vehicle business and related investments. That will be in one entity. And the second one will have the passenger vehicle business, including PVs, EVs, JLR, and the related investments in another entity. Now, this demerger will be implemented through one NCLT scheme of arrangement, and all shareholders of Tata Motors will continue to have identical shareholdings in both the listed entities. Now, another positive in this, Shireen, is the fact that if I am bullish on the passenger vehicle space, then I can now have access to only that business. You see, so you don't have to have exposure to, say, a slow growth business like, say, the commercial vehicle piece, which is, as we know, in sort of hitting a peak in the upcycle. So for the last 6 months, not just Tata Motors, but even Ashok Leyland, Eicher Motors have all seen a slowdown in commercial vehicles. So I, as a shareholder, I would rather prefer to have an independent investment in the passenger vehicle business rather than commercial vehicles and passengers combined. So this is, I think, a great step from a shareholder perspective. And Tata Motors, as a group, the Tata Group has been doing a lot in the auto space. And Tata Motors has not only been cleaning up its balance sheet, but has been focusing on specific areas. And this, I think, will be a win-win for the stock. In any case, if you look at it, Tata Motors has had a dream run. I mean, the stock has more than doubled in the last 12 months. It is because of corporate decisions like these that the company has, and of course, shareholder beneficial decisions like these, that the stock has been moving higher. And I think this is another feather in its cap. So all in all, it's a great decision. And they've also mentioned that all shareholders of Tata Motors will continue to have identical shareholdings in both the listed entities. Back to you.
That's right. That is the decision that the Tata Motors board has taken. Demerger into two separate listed entities, one that will house the commercial vehicle business and its related investments, and one that will house passenger vehicles, including electric vehicles and JLR, as well as related investments. As Sonia was pointing out, it was anticipated that this would be the logical course of action. There was, of course, no timeline provided by the company, but it is now a decision that's been taken, and this should certainly help in unlocking value. With that, it is time for us to wrap up this edition of Business 360. Do stay tuned. The news will continue right here on CNBC-TV18.